Hi there, my name is James and I'm part of the pre-sales team here at Red Helix. Today I'm going to be showing you a high-level introduction to NDR, which is part of our NDR service. If you require a further deep dive into the product, or if you have any more questions or queries after this demo, then please feel free to reach out to your Red Helix account manager. As you can see, the partner that is underpinning our NDR service is CyGlass, and at CyGlass, NDR is broken down into 4 key pillars. Number 1, Enrich Visibility. Number 2, Threat Detection. Number 3, Remediation. And number 4, Compliance. In this demo, I will demonstrate just a few key features in these 4 key pillars that a lot of our customers are benefiting from once they are onboarded onto our NDR service. So, let's get right into the first pillar, which is Enriched Visibility. A lot of the pain points we come across when speaking to customers in the market is that network admins are not able to have visibility of which assets are on their network, what communications are happening on that specific network, which users are on there, and who's talking to who. What CyGlass allows you to do is understand all of that specific network information via NetFlow traffic. Once we take that information, we correlate it, and then from the communications, we're able to tag a specific asset based on its communication. In this example, for this item here that I am hovering over, we call it a database server. If we see it to doing things like queries, we'll label that a database server. If we see something along the lines of someone giving out IP addresses, we'll label that asset a DHCP server. We can do this immediately, it's automatic, and we're able to label it straight away for you. Not only that, but we're also able to understand the users. So, we're able to get all the information from Active Directory, from all of the SaaS applications, whether that be AWS, Google Workspace, Office 365, and also RDP traffic. We're able to extract that information and the users and then present this in a single pane of glass view so you can see all of the users in that specific platform. Another key pain point that a lot of customers struggle with is understanding rogue devices. So, let's go back to that specific example. If we've already labeled an asset on your organization to be able to give out IP addresses as your DHCP server, and as you see here, there is now a new device that's also giving out IP addresses. This is worth investigating, as there is already a DHCP server inside your internal assets. What you can do here is you can block that device straight away, which is now leading onto the remediation part. So you click on that specific IP address and you can see here it's not blocked. What we can do here is now block that specific device, and now that device is no longer able to communicate with any other devices on your network. So that's one key feature where we are able to understand and determine rogue devices and block them straight away from your internal network. This can be done for subnets as well. This is especially relevant for organizations that have third parties or outside supply chains tapping into their network, and you need to understand if that communication is normal or abnormal. If there is a situation where there is a subnet that you've not seen before, you can also block that subnet by creating custom policies. So that's the first pillar when it comes to enriched visibility. Let's now look into the second pillar, which is threat detection, and that's broken down into 2 key sub-pillars: smart alerts and policy alerts. Let's start off with smart alerts. Smart alerts are the AI machine learnings where it learns the baseline's environment, and then if anything deviates from the norm, it will flag up and alert you. Also, if there are custom policies set, we can block anything that deviates from them on your behalf as well. If you look at the policy alerts as well, policy alerts are what we call your compliances in your business. So you're going to have a set of rules that your network should be adhering to. These are some of the rules we have already out of the box. But if there is anything in your environment that you want to have custom made, we're able to do that as well as part of the NDR service. So, let's say, for example, one of the custom rules is that certain countries are blocked from your network. If there is activity from the blocked countries, we're able to click here and say, what would you want to do with that specific alert? So we can go into refine activity triggers. So if you see anything from blocked countries and you see the traffic that includes any TCP, normal, or UDP two-way, we could say if this policy is violated, automatically block all the IP addresses that are in this specific example, or you could block all of the involved source IP zones. So again, we have these two remediations that you can select by selecting the box, and we can custom create remediations as well. One other key thing is that these specific smart alerts are mapped to the Meta attack framework. So this is understanding the what and the how when it comes to an attacker when they're inside your environment, which is really key. So that's the second pillar. Let's now move on to the third pillar, which is the remediation side of things. When it comes to remediation, we act as a third-party threat feed into a firewall. So this could be something like a Fortinet firewall or Cisco firewall, etc. And then anytime we click a blocked on our specific GUI, that then is sent to your firewall threat feed, and it will be able to block it on your behalf, and we can set this up automatically for you. So that's the third pillar. But the last pillar I want to demonstrate is the reports. This is a key feature for customers because a lot of time what we see in the market is a need to adhere to specific frameworks and standards. A lot of these customers find this a daunting task and want something that's going to be clear and concise so that it is clear to demonstrate to boards or C-suite members whether they are compliant or not in certain fields. So, the Cyber Essentials Reporting, Executive Summary Report, and ISO 27001 are key tools for customers, as we can generate these reports with the click of a button through the NetFlow traffic. When these specific reports are generated, you are able to tell immediately whether you are compliant or not. And for example, we're looking at a ransomware prevention and defense standards. Here we can see immediately whether they are compliant or not. And this is the same look consistently across all of our reports, whether that be Cyber Essentials, ISO 27001, NIST, etc. As you can see, you can click on a specific violation to see the activity. So you can see here activity from blocked countries. We can then straight away see the details of this violation, and it also gives you the remediation out of the box as well, and it can show you the IP addresses at the zones of where this has been happening. And like I said, this is the same look and feel across all our reports. One other key things to note as well is if you don't see any of the frameworks and standards here that you might be adhering to right now, don't be alarmed. What we can do as part of the service is we can extract a specific report. As long as it's network-based, we can generate custom reports on an ad hoc basis as well. So that's NDR in a nutshell. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to your Red Helix account manager, and we will be happy to go into a further detail. Thanks again.